Good afternoon. Today we're going to go over a 2-year review of the John Deere E170 tractor, replaced now by the S170. This tractor was bought in the summer of 2018 for my daughter to do some local lawns, and we've had no trouble with this tractor. We've done all the maintenance on it. It has performed perfectly for what it was intended for, and that said, I want to go over some of the pros and cons of this tractor. So this tractor has been replaced by the S170. There were a lot of complaints with their floating gas tank, and so they've changed that for 2021 and moved the fuel gauge to the dash. Otherwise, same tractor. A John Deere E170 tractor. Twin touch hydrostatic transmission replaces the old heel to toe transmission. This clears the operator platform for your feet and is much more responsive and just works a whole lot better than the old transmission. Very pleased to see that on this tractor. Number 2, the John Deere Extended Life Series Briggs & Stratton motor. This is a pretty good motor, and keep in mind that Briggs & Stratton has built this motor to John Deere specifications. They have been in business for a long time, and they build a lot of motors. So you will hear complaints from time to time about Briggs & Stratton. However, remember, the sheer volume of Briggs & Stratton motors out there will result in a higher number of failed motors. Now, I believe that keeping this motor tuned up and in good maintenance will contribute to its long life. That said, as you move up the line with the John Deere 100 series, you'll find they have this 30-second easy oil change. The reasoning behind that is John Deere figured that the people who bought these box store tractors didn't typically do very good maintenance on their machines. So they designed this. It's a 30-second oil change. You just spin it off, throw it out, put a new one on, you're done. Now, the problem with this is it costs you about 40 or 50 bucks for this filter, and it changes about 1/2 of your oil. It's synthetic oil, so technically it's still good. It just needs to be filtered. However, it's exclusive, and so you can only get this from John Deere. Now, to fix that, you can buy this piece right here. It's a nipple from Briggs & Stratton. You take this panel off right here, and there's like one bolt. You take this whole thing off, you put this nipple on, and then you can put a standard oil filter on it. This tractor comes with lumbar support, and the seat is adjustable forward and aft. It's a pretty comfortable seat. You've got cruise control, parking brake. One of the really great things about these new John Deere 100 series is that they've changed the design of the deck lift to a T-handle, which prevents you from snagging your clothing on as you get on and off the tractor. These John Deere tractors have a floating fuel tank. So the fuel tank sits underneath the seat and it floats on some springs, and the more fuel you put in it, it'll indicate on this fuel gauge right here. And it's kind of flimsy. You never really know how much fuel you got. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. So with the new ones, they've moved it to the dashboard. You just never know how much gas you get in it. So that's all I got to say about that. When you look at a John Deere 100 series versus a Select series, the deck thickness is much thinner on the 100 series. The gauge wheels only have 1 or 2 tack welds on them as opposed to several on the X series, so these eventually will just flop off, particularly if your deck starts to rot out. There's no grease fittings on these. The paint does not have primer on it, so it is very prone to flaking and falling off and rusting. The best advice I can give you about that is if you wash your tractor, leave it in the sun to dry. Don't put it away wet. Don't cover it with a tarp where moisture can build up underneath it. Blow it off with an air compressor. Anything you can do to keep the moisture off that paint. I put 30-pound wheel weights on it because you can't use the 42-pound weights on the back with the bagging system or tow a trailer. So the only way you can get any weight on the back is to put these wheel weights. The front wheels, they have bushings in them. I've taken the bushings out and replaced them with bearings. The deck on this is only attached in the front by one little bolt, and so people have a lot of difficulty adjusting the deck. As of yet, I've had no trouble with this tractor. It starts fine, it runs fine, it mows fine. I've done all the maintenance myself per the manual. It's done everything I've wanted it to do. It's cut and bagged grass, hauled a fertilizer spreader once in a while. It's a price point tractor. I don't expect a lot out of it, but I keep it undercover, I keep it maintained, and most importantly, keeps the deck and the transmission clean of debris. Thanks for watching, and if you wouldn't mind, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and the little bell over there. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching.